The Honourable Damien O'Connor.
Chairman, and in spite of saying in my first speech I wasn't going to go into the area of technical detail, I will. But before I get into that area, can I just say that basically, in summary, and I failed to say it in my first speech, this bill's about protecting us from ourselves. Because Kiwis are great at number 8 wire issues. That is, that innovation and using things that were never intended for their purpose, but finding a way of utilising them in a very smart way. And Kiwis have always done that in taking a spray or a chemical product and using it somewhere else. And I know it's happened, unfortunately, in fact it's been identified, where sprays for pests on plants have been applied to cattle because farmers have thought, well, that's a very smart way of dealing with the lice. And so occasionally those, the residues have turned up. Kiwis have always done that. We don't want to encourage it, but this bill actually allows for innovation, but then allows for the systems in place where companies have done this to identify it and track it properly. Can I get into more technical areas? And the Greens have a supplementary order paper they're going to table in the House, and Labor will support it. And it's one where they have identified the issue where the core component in any agricultural compound is tested, is trialled, the intellectual property comes with the application, and it's assessed. And what they have maintained, and there's some truth in this, that the other agents that might be mixed in the normal application of that should be tested as a combined compound, and we should know exactly what the impacts might be. For example, a wetting agent that I use when applying sprays is in fact in some ways more toxic than the spray itself. Now, I don't know how that operates on the plant. Obviously, it assists with the core component of the spray being taken in by the plant, but whether that results in a residue or some other unintended consequence is not always fully tested. That's I guess the proposition being put forward by the Green Party, and I think Labor, excuse me, considers it's a reasonable question that if there is a new compound, then all the components of that are properly tested. And we can't guarantee that at the moment because the active product, the one that actually carries out, the work of the compound in either getting rid of the plant or pest or disease or whatever, then that's the only thing that we should test because it seems to be the toxic one or the effective one. There are many other compounds put into that assist with the uptake or the transfer within the plant of that toxic material, and indeed if it does need to be tested and identified, then Labor supports the Greens in saying, well, why not actually ask the question? I don't think it's going to undermine in any way what we're trying to do here. That's protect the intellectual property, protect the wisdom gained in innovative use or off-label use as it's called here. So I hope the Minister, and I know she is giving consideration to this, it's something that was discussed briefly. The Greens raised it in Select Committee. We didn't get into too much detail on it because the Select Committee, I guess, like Parliament and like the rest of New Zealand, probably their eyes start to glaze over when you get into these highly technical areas of chemistry and biology. We did that at school and a few of us at university for a while, some unsuccessfully, but nonetheless, they are highly technical areas. But most New Zealanders who buy food at the supermarket, most people who buy New Zealand products offshore, trust us to have a robust system in place. I think what we're passing tonight will ensure a robust system, a fine balance between commercial tension and of keeping the price of the products down, but ensuring a fair return on the investment for the people who are creating or utilising safe products that, as I say, worldwide are trying to address the 50% of total world production that is lost because of plants and diseases and unwanted organisms that get in and infiltrate some of the crops that we grow around the world. So it's not an insignificant issue that we're trying to address, but we are just putting the boundaries of this intellectual property protection for New Zealand, and other countries will have different regimes. I think we've got it about right, Mr. Chairman.